Hello everyone, it's Jennifer. It's still April 7th. I have some books that I want to show you. This video, I've been watching a lot of your videos, and I've been kind of debating and thinking and analyzing a subject the past couple days, and I really wanted to make a video about it because I'm wondering, one, how many other people have thought this, if any, and number two, what you guys think about it. I know a lot of times people think with weight loss that it's calories in, calories out, exercise, eat the right things, everything will be fine. And if you're morbidly obese, it must be because you eat too much or you can't control your portions or whatever they want to say about us. And honestly, I don't think that's true. I think maybe when you're, 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, maybe it is about your food choices and how much activity you're getting in. And I'm not saying that that doesn't play a role at all with morbidly obese people like ourselves or people that need surgery as a tool to help them lose weight. But I think for us and our population of people, it is more an emotional issue and more of a stunted development issue than it is um, just about food, because we have an eating disorder. It bulimics, anorexics, food addicts, binge eaters, emotional eaters, we all have something in us that came from our past and can directly explain why we use food the way we do, because we don't use it as a source of energy. We use it as a numbing agent or as a comfort or as a distraction. So that makes us all um, have eating disorders. So that was the first thing I thought of was, and the food is not the issue. And I came to that conclusion because I originally started this journey in November. That's when I originally went to the first orientation for the Detroit hospital, which I'm not going to go to anymore. But when I went to that orientation, they were talking about, healthy proteins, all the nutritional information, which will definitely come into play later on down the road. But all I kept thinking is, it's not about the food, because I can change my eating habits all I want, and the weight may come off. It may. I'm not saying it won't. But I am saying that it won't stay off. Even if I keep it up, it won't stay off. The reason I won't be able to keep it up is because it's not about the food. There's a mental issue deep, deep, deep down that keeps us all from being able to sustain a diet or sustain a change of life, which is why, um, when um, they always say it's a full lifestyle change. Well, that's why we can't change it, because there's something in us we haven't dealt with that has been impacting and defining our lifestyle. If we don't deal with that, the food doesn't matter. And on top of that, once you have the surgery, I mean, even if I change my eating habits completely and I become a total vegan and never touch chocolate or sugar again or any carbs again, once I have the surgery, my eating habits have to change all over again. And I'm just not going to put my body through that. Like, I have made subtle changes. Wonder Bread makes a whole grain white bread, so I buy that now instead of regular white bread. I buy whole grain pasta. I buy the smaller cans of pop. They have like the 7.5 ounces cans of Coke, so I'll buy those. Um, I buy like low fat chocolate frozen yogurt instead of chocolate ice cream, and I still do buy tortilla chips, and I still, they gotta be whole grain. I still buy the foods that I normally would eat, but I incorporate the healthier versions as well. And it has helped me lose maybe 5 or 6 pounds in the past 6 months, but nothing substantial. And I mean, it hasn't made me feel terrible about it, but the food issue, it just occurred to me that it's not really about food. Um, so I wanted to share, since I know it's not about the food, at least for me, I wanted to share a couple books that I have purchased. Some of them I have read, some of them I have not read, and the ones that I have read, I will admit that I have not finished them, because I always get to a point in the book where it just becomes a little bit, I feel a little bit too vulnerable, like maybe they've hit something that I'm not comfortable dealing with yet. Um, so I just kind of stopped reading it. And I also want to say, before I even get to these books, that I know that it's emotional, because every time in my life that I've lost a substantial amount of weight, it has been through, some big, huge catastrophe in my life. When I had the abortion, which I didn't want to have, which was 10 years ago, I lost weight. When I was raped, I lost weight and gained it all back. When my second pregnancy, when that ended, because I went into labor early. I was only 5 months pregnant when he was born, and obviously he couldn't survive. So when that happened, I lost weight. Last year with my back surgery, when I was bedbound, I lost a ton of weight in a very short amount of time, and it didn't stay off because those times when it's come off, it's been for emotional reasons, but it always comes back on and more because it's about the emotions. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. So anyway, I've tried to get some books that incorporate psychology and your issues and things like that. I am part of Spark.com. Let's see if I can do this. Spark.com, and they have a book, which I did not know, sparkpeople.com. Did not know. Love that website. When I actually am tracking my food and my weight loss and all that, I weigh myself once a month, um, just so I don't go crazy with it. And I love that site. There's support groups, there's, all kinds of diet, nutrition, exercise, and fun stuff. So that book I have not read yet. Um, I have purchased see, I can't do this in the webcam. The End of Overeating by David Kessler. At the bottom of it, it says Taking Control of the Insatiable American Appetite. Have not read this book either, but it may be interesting to eat. I think the issue with this book that it's going to emphasize is just food choices. I don't know yet because I haven't read it, but that's part of the reason why I'm overweight is because I don't make good food choices. Um, you've heard that saying, nothing tastes as good as thin feels. I don't know how thin feels. I've never been thin. I have no idea what to even compare that to. But I do know it tastes good. You know what tastes good? Bacon tastes good. Cupcakes taste good. Donuts taste good. Coca-Cola tastes good. And since I don't know what thin feels like, I'm going to go with what tastes good. So that's another issue. Just ignore me because I'm kind of ranting now. This book, I would recommend it mostly for women. God, I can't do this. It's called Body Esteem, Weight Loss Through Self-Discovery. It's by Sherry Dawson. She actually has a website, and this is not just a book, but it also comes with 2 CDs that have, I think, 4 or 5. They have, the top one has 4, the bottom one has 3. They're like meditation things, and it's basically a book and a workbook, um, and then the meditation CDs, and they're different. They're like meditation, but it's also breathing exercises and um, mental exercises that they want you to go through, and it's supposed to help you to figure out why you eat, why you're overweight, and then deal with those issues. And it really does work. Let's see, I don't remember. It's been almost a year since I've even gone into this book, um, because I made it up to the meeting your inner child part, which is on page 108. Got through the rest of it fine. Did have some breakdown moments, but ever since I got to the inner child part, I was able to do that exercise, but it just got a little too deep for me, so I just stopped reading it. Women, Food, and God by Janine Roth. Oprah recommended it, and if Oprah says it, it must be true. I love Oprah. Love you. Um, this is a good book. I do recommend this book, but it it's more of, this book teaches you more about accepting yourself for who you are and not defining yourself by your weight. And in that regard, it has altered me because I'm not uncomfortable with my weight anymore. I have reached a place of acceptance, and when I did that, I did lose a few pounds. But it's a good book. I recommend that book. And then the last one, but not least, is the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions of Overeaters Anonymous. I did go to Overeaters Anonymous. When I went to the meeting, I didn't care for it because that particular group that I went to had a very religious undertone to it, and there was praying and everything. And I'm agnostic. I'm not against people having a faith or a belief. I pray, and I believe in a higher power, but I'm not religious. and my higher power is not the traditional version of God that everybody else seems to believe in. So to go to that meeting and have to say the Lord's Prayer and all that, it just made me feel very uncomfortable. So I never went back, but I do remember when we read the book that I remember thinking, oh my God, I could have wrote this book. Like, this is exactly what I've been dealing with, and nobody has understood this. And we all took turns reading passages from the book, and every time I would have to read, I almost broke down in tears because it was like hitting home with me, and it was the first time that I had read it, so it was really hitting home with me. And the book is really, really, really good. It does help you figure some stuff out, and it does help you to realize you are a food addict, which I wasn't sure I was before, but now I know I am. And it does help you to realize that you're not alone, but that you do have a problem, and it's not necessarily your fault, which I don't know if I fully am willing to accept that it's not my fault, because we're all adults, we all make choices. But at any rate, so I read those books, or I'm going to read those books, and I just wanted to ask you guys I know a lot of you are post-op, so you're already doing the diet, the post-op diet, and you've already lost a lot of weight. But I think it's just as important to deal with the emotional and the mental, because I think the tool that the surgery provides you with obviously is going to help you with the weight loss, and it's going to help you to keep it off long term. Your amount of exercise, even if you don't like to go in a gym, if you just walk, or you play volleyball, or you play baseball, or you play a sport, or you go swimming, or you hike or bike, or whatever you like to do, staying active, you have a lot of options. But I think for us to conquer the reason why we got to the weights we are to begin with, and in order to respect the tool that we are going to be given or have been given with the surgery, you have to know why you ended up there to begin with. And it's not about calories in, calories out. It's just not. There's nobody in the world that can make me believe that it is. So I just wanted to know how many of you feel that it's that important, feel that it's important to deal with the emotional and the mental issues. I know I'm going to talk about it a lot, so if you get tired of hearing about it, sorry for you. Those are my videos. But I do know, the other thing I wanted to say real quick is that I have a new subscriber, and I've subscribed to his videos as well. Not So Plump, I believe his name is. Excuse me, I'm like terrible. I have a horrible memory. But I love his videos. I feel so already connected to him because we are on the same, seems like we're on the same level and the same stage of our journey, and it's like great. So welcome. Thank you for subscribing. And I also wanted to say, in conjunction with meeting him, we're both probably going to be surgery patients in June, July, August, somewhere around there. And we both want to do, or have to do, the liquid diet prior to surgery. So I get my food stamps in 2 days, which, please don't give me the stigma. I'm a college educated woman who just hasn't found a job yet. I'm not lazy. I do want to work. I am very grateful for the system. Please don't give me the stigma with the food stamps. Obviously, I've given it to myself already. But when I get my food stamps, I think I'm going to go on the liquid diet for a month, possibly longer, if not so plump. His name is Eric, if he would like me to do that with him so he doesn't feel so alone. But I'm really, really, really highly, like 90% considering doing the liquid diet, and just adding like a few things, like a salad, like salads and apples, and sodium-free sliced ham just for protein purposes. But I'm going to see how long I can do that, and hopefully I can do it long term, because I do need to lose weight to prove to everybody that I'm serious. So anyway, long video. So sorry. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. I will definitely update as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.
The nickel dropped when I was on